All I do is win. Win, 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 no matter what. I'm just winning in life, baby. Mets, Dynasty, Fantasy, it's ballpark beef. You need music.
Welcome back, Ballpark Beef fans, to another episode of Ballpark Beef. We have the boys back, Jimmy and Nicholas. Fellas, I'm not gonna forget this week. How you doing? How was your week? Hopefully I don't get, I gotta remember it this time or else I'll get freaking crucified again.
Yeah,
So
you will.
how you guys doing?
Hey, man, it's officially football season, baby.
Oof, love it.
Week
Officially
one.
football season.
Week one in the books. We're gonna cover that. Obviously, we're gonna get into that. But I mean, just like across the board, great week. Mets. They won. They probably won like 15 games last week, and both my football teams, both my fantasy football teams, absolutely dominated. So I'm on top of the world. I'm ready to give you some hot takes on the Mets if you want to hear them.
All right. Well, since we have a man who's of many words, I'm gonna let him do his many words about his for I don't even know what kind of
Mediocre.
baseball team they are right now.
They're
But
mediocre.
Nick, you got 15 seconds. 1, 2.
Shut
No, I'm
up.
kidding.
The Cardinals are a mediocre team. I've been saying it all year. 143 games in. They're one game over 500. Every 10 days, their record hasn't been better than 7-3, but worse than 3-7. They're 6-4 in the last 10. They beat 2 out of 3 from the Brewers, lost 2 out of 3 from the Mariners. Like I said, it's 500 baseball, and it's hard to make the wild card when you're chasing a team that just came off a 9-game winning streak. So the Cardinals, they have a 0.6% chance of making the playoffs with 20 games left. In about a week, it'll be 0.1, and another week it'll be 0, and they'll be spectating on the bench because they're a mediocre team. I mean, they have to have a busy offseason. We need some pitching. We need some more hitters. We just need everything. But hey, I'm not complaining. First time they've been bad in a while, so it's time for a little rebuild.
You know the old saying, it's not over till the fat lady sings.
Now it's over.
She's singing and she's
She's
singing loud.
she's singing in St. Louis.
The Cardinals season is over.
Yeah,
You
it's
know
a
what
wrap.
you know the other saying they say about the Cardinals? If it's broke, you gotta frickin' fix it.
Yeah,
And
man, and they got a lot of holes.
yeah, I mean, I think we definitely alluded to it in the beginning of the year that, this Cardinal team could go one of two ways. It's either going to be a good team, they're going to make a wild card spot, or they're just going to be like pretty shit. So, it was a 50-50 chance and pretty shit won that debate. But, we have another team here who I haven't believed in all year. I have not believed in all year. I'm starting to believe in them as a podcaster, as a New Jersey, New York native, because anyone in New Jersey always says, "Oh, I'm from New York." You're not from New York. You're from Jersey. But as someone who follows New York sports, because Jersey doesn't have any teams except the Devils, the Mets, they may be the real deal. They may make a run in the playoffs. And we're going to let Jimmy talk about that because I know his pants have been so tight the past 9 days that he needs to talk about it. So, Jimmy, lay it on us.
Just let me put this in perspective. The Mets, after all this talk about being mid, after being left in the dust, a retool year, this, that, and the third, the Mets are 4 games back of the Yankees. Bro, we're 4 games back of the Yankees after their amazing start. Their two otherworldly players at like 10 or 15 WAR by now apiece. Just like disgusting. We're 4 games back. Are you kidding me? If I told you in May the Mets would be 4 games back come playoff time of the Yankees, what would you say?
No.
You're capping.
I'm capping, but it's the truth. It's the truth. The Mets are in playoff position right now. By the end of today, they won't be. We record on Tuesday, release on Wednesday. On Tuesday, September 10th, we are in playoff position before the games end, and it's a beautiful feeling. The Mets are playing well on every single aspect of the ball. starting pitching has been dominant, has been shoving and absolutely throwing gas down the batters' throats of the other teams. Absolute disgusting. The bullpen has held their own, has done well. Edwin Diaz has looked good of late. He's looked like his old self, his 2019 self. He's looked really, really good. Very promising signs. We have Ryan Stanek, we have Maton as well in that bullpen. Solid bullpen, looking good. The batting, I mean, it runs through two ball players, and one has been the biggest surprise, and one has been as advertised for his contract. The biggest surprise this season is Mark Vientos. He has absolutely taken a step. He commands respect of the opposition. He hits the ball like I've never seen. He hits monster tanks. He's played for like 3/4 of the season, and he has like 25 bombs right now. Mark Vientos is the third baseman of the future, or if Pete Alonso leaves in free agency, the first baseman of the future. He absolutely should be playing every single day. Beatty, Mauricio, Acuna, they need to battle it out for the other two infield spots. That's Vientos has the second one locked down.
Other two. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Francisco Lindor, absolutely as advertised. He's completely lived up to his contract. He's on pace to win an MVP. The only thing stopping him is a 50-50 season, and it's going to happen, and Otani's going to steal it from him, but it is what it is. Lindor is on another level. He's playing fantastic. Not as well this week, but he's absolutely the best shortstop in the NL. And this Mets team is just fun to watch. It's fun to watch this OMG sign come up every time they hit a tank. It's fun to watch Iglesias and Lindor turn fantastic double plays in the field. McNeil went down in the injury, but Iglesias is going to step up and absolutely handle second base. Just a pleasure to watch. Big surprise for the Mets. 4 games back of the Yankees.
Yeah, I mean, the Mets have been through so much. They had the Grimace, they had the OMG, they even had the Hawk Tua girl. Through it all, they are not only 4 games back of the Yankees. They're in a playoff spot. They are going to be out of it today, because they're most likely going to lose. I mean, it's the
Tied.
fifth inning. They'll be tied. It's the fifth inning. There's still a chance. I think this Met team has shown a lot, and honestly, like, this may be some cap. I think the manager has a lot to do with it. I think
Oh, yeah.
Mendy has like created this bond, and I think Mendy's actually a really good manager. I think he should win NL Manager of the Year. Rightfully so. I don't think anyone else should win it. I think it should be Mendy, and only saying that because he came from the Yankees. So you're welcome. No, but honestly, like where the Mets were, maybe what two months ago, right? And to where they are now, 79 wins, 4 games back of the Yankees, who have Judge, who have Soto, who have all this talent, is just a testament to him keeping the team together and keeping things rolling. So Mendy is definitely my NL Manager of the Year candidate and pick. But on to the Yankees. Yeah, I mean, it's average ball right now. 5-5. They finally called up Dominguez. They put LeMahieu on the Phantom IL. I don't think we'll ever see him playing pinstripes again. Thank God, right? Like, finally. You had to figure out a way to get rid of him without being dicks. Nick, for you don't know what a Phantom IL is. When you put him on IL, never bring him back.
Thank you.
You're welcome, because I'm
It's
sure you
actually
did.
not. That's actually not the Phantom IO.
It's what I call the Phantom IL. You say he's got an injury, but he doesn't.
There you go.
It's a better way of putting it. Uh,
You strip him off and he never comes back.
yeah, it's what they did with Ellsbury. The Yankees have done it so many times. Like it happens. They did it with Aaron Hicks. Like, thank God. But yeah, Dominguez is up now, so I think that it's going to bring a little more. Like, the Yankees look a little better on the base path. Like, they never had this run. Like, Volpe, Chisholm, Dominguez, like, they're all menaces on the base path. It's another way to attack a team. They are losing right now 4-0 to the Royals, who are a very good team.
All the Yankees know how to do is trot,
What do you mean?
because all they are known for is hitting home runs. They just trot around the
Yeah.
bases. This
No,
year they're
yeah.
known for actually like stealing bags and such.
No, yeah, for sure. And it looks like a lot better of a team. My only complaint right now is, and the only thing I'm scared of is the offense goes silent. I know they have their outbursts and stuff. Not as yeah, that was weird. Not not as good as they were in the beginning of the year. But the pitching staff's gonna be interesting, especially with Cortez coming out of the bullpen now. And yeah, I mean they're playing 500 ball in the last 10 days, and they got a good series going on with the Royals. They took last night's game by a lot, and they're losing right now. So we'll see what happens. They're a game and a half above the Orioles. Thank God the Orioles keep losing. They are winning right now, so they'll gain a game back. But yeah, I mean, there's about 2 to 3 weeks left of baseball, and then we got the playoffs. So something
Kind
to
of
look.
crazy how like Jimmy was talking about how the Mets are only 4 games behind the Yankees. If you really think about it, if the Mets gain those 4 games and say they tie the Yankees, they're better than the whole American League, and we never would have guessed that.
No, and that goes to show you the NL is a very weak league. There's not many good teams in the NL. I could probably only name 4 or 5. The AL is a lot more stacked. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I was just trying to get some beef from Jimmy.
I was gonna say
Uh,
that's super cap. I had to check the standings just to make sure I wasn't
I'm
tweaking for a
joking.
minute, but
I'm joking. I'm joking. But yeah, the Mets are playing great, man. It's hard to say because I've bashed the Mets for years, and they're finally playing good. They haven't collapsed in July or August. So it's just hard to say. And I got to take the L. And the Mets are a good team this year. They're not getting Soto, but that's for another time. But let's
how do
get
you
into
know?
let's get
Who's your
into some.
insider?
Don't worry about it. He's signing back with the Yankees. Let's. Do you forget I'm passing Junior? Let's
Yeah, you do. I do sometimes.
let's get into some fantasy football. So first week of football, awesome. So excited it's back. To sit down on the couch and watch Red Zone and the Dolphins game was awesome. To hear Scott Hansen call 7 hours of commercial free football, awesome. Best time of the year, right? We had our dynasty leagues, we had our redraft league, and I'm actually in a guillotine league where the last place team gets cut off each week. So I'm going to talk about that. The guys didn't join, but it's actually pretty cool. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But let's start off with redraft. That'll be a little bit of a quicker run through here. But me and Nick are 0-1. We both took some L's. I lost by 0.8, and Jimmy is the lone winner here. And yeah, I mean, not
Surprise,
much else to it.
surprise.
Yeah, I mean, not much else to it. Jimmy is the regular season champ, but when it comes to playoffs, he usually folds. And we know who wins. Yeah, exactly. Playoffs. But yeah, I mean, it's football. It's week 1. If you start off 0-1, do not hit the alarm, please. Like, there's so many weeks left, and as long as you squeeze in the playoffs, anything can happen.
If you start 0-1 and you got some crappy players, you might want to press the alarm. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you have crappy players and your bench looks like shit, then you're fucked. But when your team looks good and you just had a bad week, I don't think there's room to worry.
I don't know. If I had Burrow and I had Amari Cooper in my wide receiver 3 or wide receiver 2 spot, and I had like, I don't know, Javonte Williams, I'd be a little worried. I have Javonte Williams, by the way.
And wasn't I trying to tell you he's ass, and you just consistently
No,
don't
bro.
listen to me?
This isn't. You're missing the whole point of the draft. The point of the draft was to go heavy on every other position, and then wide, and then running back 2. It's called a hero RB build for those that don't know. Apparently, my co-host doesn't know. You go hero RB, and you take flyers on ambiguous backfields. I have Javonte Williams. Thought maybe he would be ahead of Jaleel McLaughlin. There's still a chance, but I also have Ty J Spears. There's still a chance. I think that Tennessee offense is going to be putrid with Levis though. I don't know. I'm not sold on him. Zach Charbonnet. I don't know if Kenneth Walker misses a little time. Running back 2 is gonna be all right for me. Don't worry about that. Because my quarterback, dog. Wide receiver 1, dog. Just an off week. Wide receiver 2, if he doesn't get put in jail, dog. And that's just how it is.
I think Jameson Williams is wide receiver. No, I'm kidding.
This was such like a weird week for fantasy because a lot of wide receiver ones just had like sleeper weeks, and everybody's probably gonna like start panicking, like, oh, should I trade him for his value and everything? I'm like, bro, it's week 1. Like, just chill out. Look at Chris Olave. The Saints put up 47 points and he put up 2 catches.
Yeah,
Speaking of 47, That's how many points my 2 kickers got between the 2 leagues. 47 points from kickers. Dog.
Fucking Jake Moody, bro. Fucking Jake Moody.
Jake
Jake
Moody,
Moody
Brandon
won a
Aubrey.
lot of people leagues last night.
Hey man, Chris Boswell, if I'm saying his name right, had 26 points alone.
Yeah. So did Jake Moody.
Yeah.
That is
So
just disgusting.
this is why a lot of people don't like kickers, because like that's insane, but it makes it more interesting with kickers. I mean, yeah, my team, I have a bunch of rookie wide receivers and Marv. Honestly, like I was watching some highlights. Marv was open a lot. He just didn't get the ball. There was one play where he was wide open for a touchdown, didn't get the ball. So I assume he's gonna have better weeks.
He looks slow.
Yeah,
He looks slow in and out of cuts. Like I think Dortch was faster in and out of cuts, so that's why he got targeted way more.
yeah. But hopefully, that gets figured out. I mean, and everyone else played as I thought. Jake Ferguson going down early kind of sucks, but I have a very good backup, so I'm
Hey
feeling
man, at
good.
least you guys didn't lose your starting QB week 1. Jordan Love out for about 2 months.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough.
Got to
And
rely on Matthew Stafford, who didn't have a bad game, but for fantasy wise, it wasn't great.
bro, Baker Mayfield putting up almost 40. Dog. Dog.
Hey man, Baker Mayfield looks comfortable in Tampa.
He loves it there, man. How about the Browns? I think
Panic
think
button.
yeah, Browns panic button. Deshaun Watson, he's cooked. I think after everything that's happened to him, everything he's done, whatever, I'm not going to speculate on anything. I think he has zero confidence. I don't think he'll ever be the same player because at one point, Deshaun Watson was a top 3 quarterback in the league, and no one could argue that. He went through whatever he went through, and he looks like, as Sam Darnold once said, he was seeing ghosts. So,
Hey man, Jerome Ford held up his own, put 19 points up on the board.
yeah.
Unfortunately, this is like the crazy thing about fantasy, right? So I'm looking at my matchups, and I have in Dynasty, I have 4 players less than 10 points, and I win. And then I go to redraft, and I go up against 4 players with less than 5 points and lose.
Yeah.
It's
It,
just like the luck of the draw.
it's luck of the draw, man.
I pretty
But
much lost to Jaden Reed, put up
let-
33 points.
let's go into our dynasty league. Um, I think all 3 of us won, right?
I won by 2.5.
Yeah, all 3 of us won. Jimmy obviously has the best team. He put up almost 160. And that is with Amonra putting up a 4 spot. So just think about that. That could have been
Yeah, and Brock Purdy with 10. This team like needs to go to the championship game and just get lucky. Like please, like just get me to week 7, what is it? 16, 17?
I think it's 17.
17. Get me to week 17 and just please get lucky for one time in my life for one matchup because this team might go undefeated. It just like let's be honest, it could go undefeated
Yeah.
completely. Like
Yeah, I mean,
Amon-Ra St. Brown, this is going to be his only dud of the year, guaranteed. Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to find it, going to figure it out. It's going to happen in Detroit. They still eked out the win, no problem. CeeDee Lamb, 13 points. That's not like CeeDee Lamb. He had 10 targets. He's going to have more than 13, I'm sure. Jaden Reed looks like a true breakout candidate this year. I'm convinced. Kamara, PPR god as your running back too. Pacheco's going to be just fine. Anthony Richardson, as advertised. Did you see that bomb? 67 air yards or something like that
yeah.
to Alec Pierce? That was
Mhm.
disgusting. Just as advertised. Brock Purdy with a 10 spot, and I still scored 160. This team has to win.
You also
Yeah.
have 3 bench players that put up plus 15,
Yeah.
and they're all not
Um,
the same position either. And my biggest thing is just worrying, like Jaden Reed looked amazing, but with Love being out, how much does that impact his fantasy numbers?
A lot. A lot.
no, I agree, but here's the thing. I do have Keenan Allen, and this is I do think that the Bears might need to be a little bit worried about their situation because Caleb Williams didn't look all that great.
No,
Um,
I'm gonna be honest with you. Caleb Williams looked terrible. I
Yeah.
think the best the rookie quarterback that looked the best, and I don't even think he had I wouldn't say he had a great game. I would say he had an average game. Was Jaden Daniels, and the weapons that Caleb Williams has is 10 times better than what Jaden Daniels has. He has DJ Moore. He has Keenan Allen. He has Roma Dunze is hurt, but he had Roma Dunze. He has Cole Kmet. He has the running backs. You know, like it's he didn't look good. I was hoping for a way better week one, and it just wasn't there. Jaden Daniels salvaged his week with the 2 rushing touchdowns and 88 rushing yards. But like he was the best looking rookie, Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
And a lot
that's
of rookies didn't look good,
no.
even outside of the quarterback position.
The
But
wide receiver position looked horrible.
Yeah, I mean, Malik. Honestly, I think if Malik Neighbors had a competent quarterback, I think he would have put up 15 plus. He was open a lot. He was.
He put up 11, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
11.6, he was 5 for 7 with 66 yards.
Like I
Lock.
think, yeah, like I think he's a lock for 15 a week, honestly. But like Marv 1 point. What's another wide receiver? Those were the top 3 of Dunze, Marvin.
Oh, Dunze only had like 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who looked good though? Like Xavier Legette looked good.
Oh,
Even though that
Xavier
Brian
offense was
Worthy.
horrible.
Thomas.
Xavier Worthy looked good. Brian
Pete
Thomas looked good.
Xavier Worthy. Yep.
Yeah. Xavier Worthy looks
Lad.
really good. Lad
Lad
looked
looked
good.
good. Lots
So
of targets.
Lad reminds me of a maybe toned down Cooper Cup. I think he's a very good route runner. I think he's going to eat up targets, especially because I don't think the Chargers really know who their wide receiver 1 is. So I think Lad's like that slot guy, eat up targets, kind of like Cooper Cup. And let's say this: I think Cooper Cup's back. I think
I
he's
told
back,
you
baby.
this was going to be his year.
I think he's back. I know Pook is out for 4 weeks, but I think he's back.
Pup was still taken too early in our redraft league, in my opinion. But he
I
looked
was
good.
praying for the wraparound. That was
It was
the
not even
number 1
coming
target. Like,
close.
I was taking him over Jalen Waddle
That
instantly.
was 15 picks before you even sniffed on the clock.
Yeah, before I even had a chance.
Before
Yeah,
you didn't even
what?
get the chance, stupid.
Well, in all my mock drafts, he was falling to the 4th round.
Yeah, because that's where he should go.
Yeah,
That's where he
but
should have went.
you got to remember the league we're in, guys.
Oh, trust me, we
Just
know.
crazy.
But
Crazy league.
yeah, I mean, Dynasty, I don't know if I'm trying to win or lose. It's just a weird position right now. I'm kind of trying to lose, have a better pick. I think Nick's in the same boat, but Nick
So
doesn't have first
I
round
don't
pick.
have my pick. I'm mainly in the boat where it's like if I start winning, I'm gonna have to take Daniels and Malik Neighbors off the taxi squad, which is gonna require me to like either drop players or like sell people at a low value just to get them off my team because everyone just has insane value this year.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think you should do it. Like, I don't see no reason to hold back. You don't have a first, and
No,
this is what
I
I was trying.
understand that,
This is
but
what I was trying to talk about in the text messages. Like, you just keeping them on your taxi does nothing for you this year. Like, you win or lose, it doesn't matter. You
no,
don't have
listen,
a
I
choice.
agree with you, but I'm like I just don't want to, you know, drop people and people pick them up where I think I can get value for them, but everybody's value is just like, oh, I'm asking for too high of a price.
Okay, so trade them to me. I got picks.
Yeah, what's
Yeah,
up?
but your value is terrible too.
I got some.
What do you want for like a Chase Brown?
See, but that's the thing. Like, he's one of the guys I want to keep.
But you can't keep everybody.
I don't want to
Right,
keep
so who's
everybody.
identify somebody who you don't want to keep. You should drop Sam Howell right now, by the way, but that's just my opinion.
I like all my wide receivers on the bench: Christian Kirk, Jacoby Myers, Gabe Davis.
Gabe Davis sell off for a second. You don't need him.
Yeah, but every time I offer for a second, everybody says rejects it.
Oh,
Everybody
maybe
wants a third. I'm not dropping or trading him when his value is there. Nobody just wants it.
Damian Pierce. You really like him?
I mean, no, but I just don't want to drop him.
Give you a third for him.
Joe Mixon is gonna own that backfield. He had 30 rushing attempts.
Yeah.
He's the complete alpha. Bro, right now the decision is easy. You're 1-0 and you're gonna win this week because you're playing one of the worst teams. Luke does not have a good team at all. Like
Bro,
Zamir White is the prototypical dud running back. Travis Etienne does not look good. Bowers, not even a starter. He's still in split tight end sets. Amari Cooper looked like shit. Caleb Williams looked like shit. His team, you're gonna win this week. So
You
right now,
literally have a chance. Sorry.
drop. No, it's okay. Drop Sam Howell, drop Damian Pierce, add those two guys to your squad, and then see if you can go 3-4-0. See what happens. It's
No, yeah, I
that's
just
the
want to get
plan.
rid of the players that I think have value, but nobody wants them. You know what I'm saying?
Nick, I get it, but like you know how slow trades are in this league. Drop Damian Pierce and Sam Howell right now. They have zero value. They have
Give you a
nothing for you.
third for Damian Pierce right now. Like, I'll give you a third.
No,
It's
I
a
mean,
third.
I get what you guys are saying. Yeah, but I'm just trying to get a dog shit trade
Why?
that Jimmy got.
You're not getting that for Damian Pierce and
I'm
Sam
not
Howell.
asking for these players, but like I feel like I'm offering fair trades and they're just getting rejected instantly.
Well, you could also sell high on Jaden Daniels and improve the quarterback room. I don't know. You could do a bunch of different things, bro. Like you can
I
move in so many
understand that
different directions.
it's just I don't like the way people communicate.
Yeah, but Jimmy, do you get what I'm saying? Like, there's no point in him not going for it this year.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree. That's why
like,
Listen,
I'm
I
telling
mean,
him
it,
to.
it was the first week. I was perfectly fine with keeping them on the taxi squad for the first week.
Yeah,
no, fair,
no,
fair.
Like my
but
my
you're looking at.
evaluation has changed because, like you said when we first got in before this started, is if you're not talking trades, then you're not a GM right now. Like I've had trades like thinking in my mind and everything, and I'm trying to talk to people, but it's like I just get a no and that's it. So it's like
You have
how do you work up a trade when everybody just wants players that I don't want to get rid of?
you have a real chance against Brandon week 3 if you have those two guys on your team. You have a real chance, and you're definitely going to be 2-0. Even if
Yeah.
you don't take them off your bench, I think that or off your taxi squad, I think that you could easily be 2-0 looking at a tough week 3 matchup with another contender, and that'll be your litmus test. You'd be like, okay, hey, this is the week where like my guys against your guys, see if I can compete. And if you're close, make a trade, make a move. Otherwise, you drop two guys, Howell and Damian Pierce, who mean nothing to your team.
No, yeah, 100%. I was just looking more towards the trading part first rather than dropping.
Yeah, but
I know, but like those are dead. That's dead weight. I see what
I
you're
understand
saying,
it. I'm
but
just saying I haven't looked that far. I just
okay.
looked at the players I want to trade.
Well, I told you
You
what
get
your
what I'm
dead weight
saying?
was. So,
No, I understand that. I just don't like
school
the way
baby.
that you say you try and make all these trades, and the only people that people want to make trades with me are Olave and Pittman, and their trades are terrible. So it's like, how am I supposed to make a trade when if I'm willing to give up this player, but you're not willing to give me what I want?
well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Olave and Pittman are really the only like value on your team. Your bench really has no value. Like, honestly.
I'm not asking for like a crazy amount, but I mean, some of I think like my wide receivers, could be good bench players for some of the teams in the league, and they're just like, no,
Drop Damian Pierce and Sam Howell right now, please.
no, I'll do it after.
Okay. It's dead weight. I'm not even giving you a third for him. Never mind, I changed my mind. But
It's
yeah,
fine.
I mean, I think you have a real chance this year, Nick. I'm not saying like you're Jimmy's level, but if
Absolutely not.
if Jaden Daniels can keep up his rushing upside and doesn't get hurt, because he did take a lot of big hits and they did kind of scare me. He's got to be a little more careful. That was my only thing. What went into a draft team? He's gonna look great. He's gonna run a lot, and he's gonna take a big hit because he's a big guy, but he's a skinny dude.
Yeah,
This is
6'4",
this is
210.
this is a conversation with A Rich. Same
Yeah, but
conversation. He's
A-Rich is
50
built
pounds
different,
heavier,
bro. He's built
bro.
different.
He got knocked out after 2.5 games last year. This is the risk you take, but
No, I know.
you don't win with scared money. You don't win,
I
and if you
know.
don't have your first, you have no reason to not try.
Exactly. Well, that's the whole point of this conversation.
If you had your first and you were hell bent on doing it next year, then if I were you, I would have never traded me for Cook.
Yeah.
No,
Running backs are the
100%. Yeah.
last running backs are the last thing you go for.
Yeah.
If
Eh,
you intended to at least be somewhat competitive this year by making the trade Reed for Cook. That's what that told me.
No, yeah, and I expected to take off Neighbors and Daniels. I just, I told you guys what last week. I was like, if I start out like 3-1, then maybe it's time. But I mean, I feel like time is now. But I kind of just like want to make trades right now. But it's just impossible to make trades.
Shop 'em, baby. Do what you want. You're the captain of your boat.
Yeah.
oh yeah. Let's go around the league. Let's talk about this guillotine league. So it's actually pretty interesting. So it's the team with the least amount of points each week gets chopped off, and it's kind of just running until the end of the year. Um, you just drop Sam Howell. But like I'll just run through my team right here. I think I have a really good team. I have Josh Allen, Tony Pollard, Kyron Williams, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Jerome Ford, Terry McLaurin, Jake Ferguson. I think that's a great starting team. I finished second this week, so
Still
it's
alive.
it's interesting. And I think I have a great team to keep going. I have Chubb as Jerome Ford's handcuff. And then also the team that gets chopped, their players go to the waiver wire. So it's FAAB, so you bid on those players. So Jonathan Taylor, Cooper Kupp, and Kincaid just went on the wire. So I had to put in some bids for those guys. Not putting a crazy amount because you only get 1,000 per the whole year. So I just put in like a certain amount I'm comfortable with, and hopefully I get one of those guys. But
So
it's interesting.
who's available again? One more time.
So Cooper Kupp, Jonathan Taylor, and Kincaid. With the injury of Ferguson, Kincaid helps me a lot. Obviously Jonathan Taylor, and then Cooper Kupp. I'm like super high on right now.
You want my take?
Yeah,
I'm putting 500 on Cup.
I put 250 on him.
Wait, so you
I'm
said
put
the
I'm putting
max is
50% of
1,000?
that. Yeah, 1,000. I'm putting 50% of the budget on Cup.
Yeah,
With Puka having that injury, it's going to continue all year long.
Now, with you said you place like bids on them, right? Like, is it go back and forth like an auction, or you just put one bid and whoever has the highest?
whoever has the highest.
Damn, so you don't like even know what other people are doing.
Nah.
250, might as well just light that on fire. It's never going to win.
Now, if you don't win it, you get the 250 back, right?
Yeah,
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. I was gonna
I
join the
guess
league, but I have no clue how it worked.
the issue is, bro, is like there's 16 more weeks and more teams to go out. This is like I just don't know how to play this. Like, you know what I mean? Like Justin Jefferson can go out, then maybe I'll be like 999. You know what I mean? Like it's just I don't know what to do in this situation. It's week one. You know what I mean? It's
I
tough.
Mm.
think it's a
So,
big strategizing thing. Like you have to look
Yeah,
at how many points your team put up compared to everyone else. Which team you think is going to lose the next week, and what players they have. Like you
yeah,
can't take it, kind of can't take it week by week. You kind of got to look in advance.
yeah.
true. That's why I was wondering, like, if I don't know if I've talked to you guys about this or not yet, but what are your thoughts on, like, doing a fantasy football league where there's no money involved? It's just, like, all trying different things, like testing out trades, like testing out different strategies and stuff like that, where, like, you can kind of learn without any, like, financial issue. Like, I think that's a great idea, like, just having a
Like a
fun.
how many man league?
That's the thing. So, like, I'd like to just do us 3, to be honest with you, and have computers, but, I mean, you could have 10 people who just, like, want to try, like, making these trades, making these moves, and seeing, like, what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, it's just like I mean, we could try that, but like I don't think you can play with computers.
We could
No?
Like
do we could do like a
m-
3-man league, like us three, and
minimum is 4 teams.
or so we could find one more person and just do like each week is a mandatory. You have to make 2 trades.
So for me though, like I'm in 5 leagues right now. It's like if I'm doing a non-money league, I'm not going to be focusing on it that much.
No, and that's the whole point of, like,
Yeah,
having some money involved is to focus on it, but it's just, like, I'm, like, always in the back of my head, like, "Oh, well, like, should I do that? Shouldn't I do that?" Like, it'd be nice
yeah,
to test it out before, like, committing to, like, the dynasty league, because dynasty decisions are big, and then,
yeah,
like, redraft is pretty much just the draft, and then, you're
yeah,
kinda set from there, but
yeah.
it's interesting. I wanna
No,
test
yeah.
some things.
Maybe we could look into it. We would just need another guy. I'm sure we could find a fourth.
Yeah.
But let's kind of go around the league in the NFL, kind of get some go over the games that went down. I'm sure you guys watch most of the games. Let's start off with Thursday's game, Ravens Chiefs. I'm kind of just gonna go over like maybe important games and then like our teams. I'm
You
not
say
gonna.
that game was rigged.
Um, I don't think the game was rigged.
I do.
I think the Chiefs are the better team. I think the Ravens' offensive line is very weak. Isaiah Likely is a real weapon. He's a real weapon. I think Mark Andrews is getting phased out of that offense. As far as the Chiefs, Xavier Worthy is the fastest man in football. That was shown on Thursday, and yeah, the Chiefs won.
Friday.
Friday we had Eagles Packers. Yeah, I mean the Eagles and it was a good game up until Jordan Love got hurt, and that was kind of towards the end.
Saquon debut, 3 touchdowns.
Saquon debut, 3 touchdowns. Giants lost their most dynamic player. I think it was dumb
Dynamic.
not. I think it was dumb not re-signing him. Would you rather give Daniel Jones 40 mil or Saquon his contract? That's going to be a question to be asked. But yeah, Dolphins, Jaguars. Dolphins struggled early. Tyreek got arrested. It's this whole big thing now. Struggled early, but team made a stand. Defense looked good, and we beat a Jaguars team that I think is going to be very good this year.
Dolphins
Uh,
were one of 3 teams to complete a 14+ comeback, down
Sure.
14+ points.
Bills, Cardinals. I think a lot of it. Me and Nick had Cardinals taking this game. I think we had the Bills, falling behind a little bit, just because of the players they've lost. But as always, Josh Allen overcomes all. He's a dog. Unfortunately, we got to play him Thursday. Bills 134-28. Bears Titans. Only reason I'm highlighting this game is because of Caleb Williams. He did not look great. I mean, he looked very bad actually. The only reason the Bears won this game is because Will Levis threw the worst pick I've seen in years.
Backhander from the knees.
Backhander from the knees for a pick six. Bears win 24-17. I would say an upset. Patriots beating the Bengals. For some reason, the Bengals always start slow. I mean, it also doesn't help that Jamar Chase wasn't at camp all year. And T. Higgins is hurt again. That's why I never draft him. He's always hurt. So Patriots, Bengals, Texans, Colts. That was a fun game. That was a super fun game. Divisional matchup. 2 young quarterbacks. Both look fantastic. Texans got the edge. Joe Mixon rushed for 160 yards on 30 carries, still pumping those legs. Alec Pierce. Interesting. I thought A.D. Mitchell was wide receiver 2. I don't know if I'm wrong. I don't know if Alec Pierce just got lucky with bombs, but Anthony Richardson has a cannon. Vikings Giants, man. Yeah, I mean, this was a blowout. Sam Darnold came back to MetLife and tore up the Giants. The Giants, Daniel Jones looked terrible. I think he's benched by week 3, unless he has a decent week this week. They can't continue with him, man. I think Drew Lock gives you guys a better chance, honestly. Truthfully. Malik Neighbors, subpar game, but Sam Darnold and look good.
Yeah. Let me on the Giants.
Yeah.
The thing with that is like you're already waving the white flag week 3, if that's your prediction. Or like people are calling for his benching already, like after week 1. You're just waving the
Yeah.
white flag, and it's so unfair to all these guys in their prime, like trying to rally behind the guy, trying to build him up, and he just stinks. Like, why does he stink so bad? Why can't he
Yeah.
play like he did in that playoff game against the Vikings?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, 80 on the ground, 250 through the air, give me 2 tuts, and let's give your defense a chance to win the game. Like, I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Why can't he do that every game?
Sucks, man. Sucks.
Just no pocket presence. Yeah.
No. But all right, let's move on. Cowboys, Browns. Kind of talked about this earlier. I don't know if the Cowboys were dominant or it was more of the Browns and Deshaun Watson suck. I think it's more of Deshaun Watson sucks. Dak didn't play that great. 179 yards, 1 touch. But
Yeah, I mean, the
won.
Cowboys offense really wasn't that impressive.
No, it was their
But
defense that
Their
called.
defense just gave them the ball for the majority of the game.
Yeah, for sure. Cowboys win 33-17. Commanders, Bucks. Only reason I'm talking about this, Jaden Daniels, leading rusher in the game, 88 yards, 2 tuts on the ground. Buccaneers did win this game. Baker Mayfield, 289, 4 touchdowns. And Yeah. That was the game. 37-20, Buccaneers win. Rams Lions
What
Sunday
a
night
game in
game.
Detroit.
Great game. Great game. You would never think Jamison Williams would be the leading receiver with Amon-Ra St. Brown on that team. He was the leading receiver. Lions come away with the win 26-20. And then I think the long awaited game here. All New York fans. Oh my god, Aaron Rodgers is coming back. It's gonna be so good. The Jets have such a great roster. They're gonna be so good. No. 32-19. Niners destroyed them. I don't think he was even game. Aaron Rodgers looked all right. He did throw a pick. The Jets' offensive line sucks. Their defensive line is not good. And I honestly think their DBs and safeties are mid. Honestly,
Well,
besides Sauce.
the Jets defense left so many wide receivers open in the middle on third down.
Yep.
So many.
Yeah, and the Niners make a habit of just absolutely dominating once they catch the ball. Like they just hook every defender once the ball's in their hands. So leaving them open in the middle of the field and giving them space is just a recipe for disaster.
And
I
let
mean,
me
to be fair, that's a tough first game for the Jets. I think they're going to be better than that throughout the season, but yeah, that was a tough first opponent.
shout out the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan for producing yet another undrafted RB dog in Jordan Mason. They seem to just pump these guys out from Raheem Mostert to Jordan Mason. They always find these guys in the later rounds or undrafted guys, and they just pop off. It's crazy. Jordan Mason, 147 yards on 28 carries and a touchdown, and that is the recap of Week 1. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Week 2 is next week. More fantasy stuff, more baseball stuff. We are getting closer and closer.
We starting a lock of the week?
Oh yes, we should. So let's do points this time. Let's do lock of the week with points.
With
So
like projecting the score?
no, just like pick. So what we'll do is we'll pick our teams. We'll do our teams with the spread, and then we'll pick.
Oh, you're talking about the spread.
Yeah, we'll do our teams with the spread, and then we'll pick. And we'll do one game that we think's a lock. Sorry, I had to yell at my wife. The TV was on a milli.
And
All right.
so
What do
point
you got?
spread and one lock.
With a lock with the spread.
Oh, with the spread. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, week 2 we still got some good matchups.
All right.
Well, I'm going big. I'm going
all right.
big.
So Dolphins, Bills. I think the spread is at -2.5 for the Fins. I think the Fins cover 2.5 and win the game outright.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like, I root for the Dolphins with Jonathan. I don't like betting on my team, but if I had to say, I think the Dolphins can outcome week 2 win against Buffalo in Miami. I'm taking the Dolphins -2.5.
I'm gonna go Bills. Go Bills Mafia, baby. Josh Allen.
You think that 2.5 they cover?
Wait, so you said the Dolphins cover 2.5? I don't bet, so I don't really understand this
So
minus
the Bills are
2.5
starting the
stuff.
game with 2.5 points.
Yes.
Bills start with 2.5
So
points. I like the
so if you
Bills.
have the Bills winning, then they're covering 2.5.
Yeah.
I like the Bills, baby.
Okay. New York Giants. They are getting 1.5 against the Commanders. I think the Commanders cover that 1.5. I'm taking that.
Smashing Washington -1.5.
Yeah, smashing
Jaden
that.
Daniels
Washington-
four touchdowns.
Washington starts with a 1.5 points.
No,
No,
the Giants do. If it's minus,
Uh-huh.
that means the other team gets it.
Yeah.
Oh, the Bills started with 2.5. Got you. So the Giants start with 1.5 points against the Commanders. They're losing, so they're gonna lose by more than 2.
Yeah.
So Jimmy smashing the Washington -1.5.
All right, and then one more lock for you guys this week. One more.
I got it. I'm
Okay.
going big.
Okay.
Going big. I think the Ravens cover 9.5. So
Wow.
Raiders start with 9.5. I think that's the biggest spread this week, right? That's the interpretation. So
Yes.
the Ravens are just gonna steamroll them. They're gonna find their groove. There's no reason to panic in Baltimore. Lamar Jackson's a dog. Derrick Henry's gonna have more than a 45% snap share, I promise. and he's gonna have 2 tuts on the ground. Lamar's gonna add 1 through the air. Easy pickings against the Raiders.
And I'm actually betting this, by the way, guys, just so you know. I'm gonna bet.
Yeah,
this.
might as well make it a lay, right?
Yeah, I'm making it a lay. Right now it's plus 553 with our first 3 picks. Nick, what is your lock of the week?
Lock of the week. So I'm stuck between 2 right now, but if I had to pick one, I am taking the. I'm doing this one. I'm doing the Buccaneers +7 in Detroit.
Wow. Okay.
Did not like the way Detroit played game 1 at home, and Baker Mayfield looks like a dog.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't hate it.
Don't give
I
him
don't
7
hate it.
points.
Mine with Jordan Love out, I don't think Malik Willis is any good, and the spread's only 3.5. I think the Colts cover that easily. I think they beat the Packers by more than 3.5. So we're gonna take the Colts minus 3.5. So that puts the bet at plus 23.95. $5 wager wins you $119. Remember, guys, we are not professionals, but if you want to win, these are our locks of the week. And good luck. Hopefully it works. Win a quick 120. Can take your girl out for dinner. Can buy yourself a new video game. You can get yourself
If you
some new
have a
shoes.
girl, take her out to dinner. Don't get the new video game.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so that's our lock. I'm gonna put it in. Hopefully it hits. We'll see. And we will catch you next week on the next episode with more football. We'll be a week closer to playoff baseball. And enjoy the rest of your weeks, guys. We appreciate you. Make sure to tune in next week.